Hello YouTube. It's Sunday and living up to its name. It's actually very sunny here in the UK and certainly in the south of England anyway. So this video today, as I promised, is about plugs and twists. I did say I was going to do a box opening, but that didn't materialise because the box didn't either. So I think it's lost in the Royal Mail somewhere. I may have to phone up the Queen and go, "Where's my pipe?" So anyway, to bit of housekeeping first. In keeping with the video, I'm smoking some Sam Gow's Black Double X Twist. I cut some up about 2 hours ago. Well, actually, probably wasn't even that long really to dry out. And it's obviously not been long enough as well because I've just stuffed it before making this video because I want to try and get a couple in today and want a little bit about some restoration stuff as well. And that just keeps going out and it's a real pain. So plugs and twists, yeah. As I said, the reason I wanted to do this one was just as a follow-on from, I can't remember which one of my videos, not that I've got that many, during which I was smoking the Bosun cut plug, and I had a couple of comments from people saying, "Oh yeah, Bosun cut plug, one of my favourites," and it just made me think about doing something about plugs and twists. I can't recall anything that's a video I've seen where specifically it's been dedicated to. I think Milverton 68 has probably done one, but on a specific plug, and I just wanted to sort of debunk some myths that I believe maybe surrounding it. Certainly from my point of view, I remember it was, I just touch it. I think it was, in terms of the tobacco world, some kind of necromancy or dark art that you didn't touch, you know. And you read all the reviews and websites selling the stuff, they will always give you that warning for the experienced smoker, and some will even go as far as say not for the faint-hearted, which, you know, kind of puts you off really, isn't it? And as I started smoking and becoming more experienced, I thought to myself, well, when do you class yourself as an experienced smoker? That's a tough one, isn't it? Is it someone who's been smoking 30 years but 1 pipe a day, or is it someone who smokes 4 pipes a day for 2 years? You know, it's all relative really, and what I'm going to say here is just, you know yourself whether you're experienced or not. Try these things out, and I'm hoping this video will go a little way towards making you help you making that decision whether you do or not. So let's begin. Let me try and light this pipe up again. It's just become really irritating actually, but as you'll discover, excuse me, I've always found the twist notoriously difficult to keep alight. Yeah, see that thick smoke, sorry about that. Some go with Black Double X Kendall Twist. I think often known as Irish. So smoking in my little Peterson smooth tankard. Again, a small pipe, ideal for this kind of tobacco. So that's dedicated to that. I was thinking about it, and they do a rusticated one as well, which I quite fancy, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. So let's start on the plugs. I've tried a number of them, and there are more variety of plugs, I'd say, than there are twists. Now, anyone please correct me if I'm wrong on anything, and that goes for any video I do. I should point out at this stage that, like anything, this is all subjective. So if I start saying, "Oh, this is really great," what I mean is I think it's really great. So please don't pounce on me and go, "Oh no, it's not." But like anything, you know, it is subjective all along. So what I'm going to start off with is the sort of what I would call the most approachable plugs. And one thing I did discover is that they are completely different to normal tobaccos. They're what I would say, strangely, they taste how a tobacco should be. Traditional, a rich, earthy, peaty taste to them. But they do have some flavourings on as well. Now the thing is that when we look at a strong tobacco, what do we mean by strong? And I used to think before I started smoking them, it always conjured me up of that it was going to be a thick, harsh smoke that was going to attack my throat, and if it got down into my lungs, it was going to rip the lining off my, or polyps off my lungs, and also I was going to get this massive nicotine rush. So that's one myth I want to debunk. In my experience of the ones I've smoked, they are not harsh in the mouth, they are not harsh on the tongue, they are not harsh on the throat. They are smooth and they are extremely tasty. But yes, they do have one hell of a nicotine pack. And even amongst them, it does vary. So I'm going to try and gradiate these and see how we get on with it. Again, already I've been smoking. No, I haven't got them with me, have I? I've got the 2 jars. Oh, sorry, I didn't bring them with me, but you know, I keep my loose tobaccos in these things, yeah? I call them bale jars. I think some people call them mason jars, or various. There's a bale on it. For all my loose tobaccos. And I tend to buy the plugs, cut or otherwise, loosely, and I transfer them to these. Now, I used to stop buying the cheap ones of these, different sizes, and the tobacco will be dry within a week. So now I buy the more expensive ones. I go for a brand called La Parfait, which has got a nice thick wire on it, so you've got a good amount of tension on it, and the rubber seal is thick and overlaps the glass. So you know, you'll see a lot of these coming up on my videos as well. So at the moment, the 2 ones I keep regularly are Bosun Cut Plug, which I've been smoking, and its little sister, or its sister called Coniston Cut Plug. Both very similar ones, I think more florally, more Lakeland than the other one as far as I'm concerned as well. And they're the ones I think are good to start off with. A, because they're already cut for you, and so you can pull them out easy to dry. They come like very much a broken flake rather than sliced or anything like that. And I don't think I've ever had a huge nicotine hit with those. They're good and they're really, really a wonderful flavour. Yes, they have that Lakeland quality, that Lakeland essence to them that we all know and love about Gareth and Hogarth's. So I'd say that they were a good one to start off with. Then you just get the real plug, the ones you do it yourself ones really. And I think it's safe to say, in terms of when I was looking into these things, the most famous one, again, it's a Gareth and Hogarth, I think it's correct, of origin, is the Reval plug. It's this little beast here. Certainly, I think, you know, all the British pipe smokers I've seen on the YouTube will use this one as a reference point, yeah, and quite rightly as well. It's got a wonderful packet aroma. Again, it's difficult to describe, but just rich, earthy, peaty is the only thing I can come up with. Not floral, but you know, again, it comes in. Hang on a second. A big chunk like this. Yeah, I know. It's a slab of tobacco, and you can see the layers where it's been pressed and the slight colours. I'm not sure whether it's going to come out in this video. You know, I've got no idea whether this has got any macro facility on it or how it's good at auto-focusing. So I'm going to do the old J thing here. I think something like an attempt to try to get into focus. I don't know. And literally, you hack it to pieces yourself, whichever suits you. I would recommend just cutting it in half, if I found, and rather than going through the grain, just have a very, very sharp knife. Perhaps just splitting it in half that way, which I'm going to do, and it's falling out naturally that way. See, it's coming apart there. So you've got a smaller bit to deal with, and it's easy to cut then and cut across the grain. I do that anyway, and it then breaks up rather nicely as well. So you can leave that to dry once it's done. This has got a great taste, yeah. I'm not going to repeat myself, but it's just that, excuse me, that traditional taste of tobacco that's something I always associate with it. Right, there's no flavouring in it, certainly not aromatic, certainly not Latakia. It's just pure, unadulterated Virginia, but pressed and cased and just rich and gorgeous as well. So now another one I've got is, you won't be surprised to see, is Gareth and Hogarth. And any idea why I would have picked that one, folks? Yes, because it's got rum flavouring in it. Oh, this one is an absolute joy for me. You would want to eat that. It's got that rum essence in it, and that just smells like something you get in a sweet shop and you would just chew straight away off the penny counter. Oh, it is really, really pungent, and I love smoking this. This is like my rum flake with just a little bit more of a flavour to it, but obviously a hell of a lot more nicotine kick. Not too bad on this one, but I want to smoke this all the time. I know I can't because of the vitamin N content in it. So what I do with this one, I have a bland tobacco called, well, I won't tell you what it's called because that would rather be dissing the place where I get it from, but it's a bit like Peterson Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, ordinary, yes, underwhelming. And so in order to pep that up, when I get 2 ounces of that, I'm in this tobacco club and I get 2 ounces of that sent every month. In order to pep that up, but in somehow not dilute that one, it's not a fluid, I understand, but disperse the flavour of this one so I can smoke it more regularly, I just cut this up, let it dry out, and I just blend it with this other tobacco. And oh, it's fantastic, really. I don't get that huge nicotine rush, and it just gives the other tobacco a bit of flavour to it as well. I mean, it's not a bad tobacco. You've got the Virginias, and I think there's some Berlin, the other one, it doesn't say. But to me, it's just like having a rum ready rubbed. Hang on a second, we're getting near 11 minutes now, so I'm probably going to stop there in terms of rum. Sorry, the plugs, because I'm not going to get enough time to do the twists as well. So I'm going to have to make this 2 videos. Oh God, sorry, I hope that's been reasonably interesting. I'm going to finish off with the twists, okay, so a separate video. And I'm not editing it, so I'm going to stop now and come back. Yes, coward. Okay, bye-bye.